Is Xi Jinping building the ultimate weapon to blind America's eyes in space before any Taiwan invasion, using microwave pulses instead of missiles to knock out satellites silently? Could China's 100-gigawatt microwave gun eliminate Taiwan's fighting abilities without deploying a single soldier, frying the communications and sensors that the island depends on to defend itself? Is China's new weapon now capable of both electronic warfare on the ground and direct anti-satellite hits in orbit, giving Beijing a single system that can fight on two fronts at once? Has China just built the weapon Elon Musk fears the most? A Starlink killer capable of wiping out entire low-orbit satellite constellations with one concentrated microwave blast? Are USA's Asian allies now at serious risk as China tests a 100-gigawatt space killer, raising fears that the satellites protecting Guam, Japan, and Taiwan could be switched off in minutes? Amid intensifying Taiwan tensions, China has unveiled a powerful high-power microwave weapon system that researchers say could target and disable satellites orbiting the Earth. The disclosure came through a research paper published in July 2026 by Chinese scientists from the National University of Defense Technology. The findings appeared in the peer-reviewed journal High Power Laser and Particle Beams, giving the claims scientific weight and drawing immediate scrutiny from Western defense and space analysts. The report claims China's HPM weapon system can now generate an extraordinary 100 gigawatts of microwave energy, a level of output that could overwhelm and destroy the electronics of almost any satellite. The system achieves that staggering output by combining multiple high-power pulse generators working in synchronization, pooling their energy to produce a single concentrated and devastating microwave blast. Chinese scientists involved in the research say the HPM technology has now crossed from laboratory experiments into practical real-world applications, a shift that signals the weapon is far closer to deployment than previously understood. According to the report, HPM weapons could now credibly threaten entire low-Earth orbit satellite constellations, putting thousands of commercial and military satellites at risk of being disabled in a single coordinated pulse. According to the South China Morning Post, constellations like Starlink could be struck at an extremely low cost relative to the satellite's value, making this a devastatingly asymmetric and affordable counter-strategy for China. The HPM system fires tightly concentrated bursts of high-power microwave energy, directing them with precision toward electronic targets in the sky or in orbit above. Unlike conventional weapons, it attacks electronic systems directly rather than using explosives, silently burning out circuits and rendering satellites useless without any visible physical destruction. It is specifically engineered to disrupt or permanently damage low-Earth orbit satellites, the backbone of modern military communications, GPS navigation, and battlefield surveillance. A sophisticated multi-module design allows multiple pulse generators to fire in precise coordination, boosting the combined output to a staggering 100 gigawatts of concentrated destructive power. Each compact pulse generator contributes its portion of the total energy, firing simultaneously so their outputs merge into a single overwhelming and targeted microwave strike. The entire system is being built specifically for future anti-satellite and electronic warfare missions, signaling that China is already planning how to strip away enemy sensors from the very first moments of a conflict. Chinese researchers say the next phase of development will focus on making future versions smaller, cheaper, and more precise, potentially enabling deployment from ships, aircraft, and mobile ground vehicles. The paper also revealed that the weapon's power system is engineered to start and operate reliably even at -40 degrees Celsius, a capability that dramatically expands where and when it can be used. That cold weather tolerance could allow China's electronic warfare units to deploy the system in Arctic, high-altitude, or polar regions, opening up new theaters of conflict that were previously considered too extreme for sensitive military hardware. All of this comes as China's latest submarine missile tests have already placed U.S. territories like Guam and Hawaii in the crosshairs, suggesting Beijing is assembling a layered strategy to blind, jam, and strike simultaneously. On July 6, China carried out a high-profile missile test designed to highlight its growing sea-based nuclear deterrent and its reach across the Pacific. The missile was fired from a Type 094 nuclear ballistic missile submarine into the southern Pacific, demonstrating that Beijing can launch from far beyond its coastal waters. Chinese officials used the test to assess command and control over their sea-based nuclear forces, checking whether orders and data can flow smoothly in real time. The missile is believed to have been a JL-3, reportedly capable of flying around 10,000 kilometers, a range that brings multiple U.S. territories into theoretical reach. The JL-3 can reportedly carry multiple warheads on long-range missions, allowing a single launch to threaten several targets or overwhelm missile defenses. Together, these details have raised fresh fears that China could credibly threaten Guam and even Hawaii with submarine-launched missiles in a future crisis. Security scholar Colin Coe said, and I quote, "There are still challenges ahead, but it would seem they are getting close to an operational strike capability here. They are probably trying to demonstrate that even if they can't get into a position to hit the continental US, they could still target Guam and Hawaii." Unquote. The Type 094 submarine sits at the heart of China's second strike nuclear strategy, giving Beijing a way to hit back even if its land missiles are destroyed. This platform is built to retaliate from the deep ocean, even if enemy forces wipe out China's land-based nuclear missiles in a first strike. Analysts say hidden submarines like these are vital to modern deterrence, because no rival can ever be sure where they are or what they are targeting. The Type 094 is a nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, built to stay submerged for long periods while carrying strategic weapons. It forms a core part of China's sea-based nuclear deterrent, complementing land and air-launched missile forces. The boats are believed to carry JL-3 ballistic missiles, the same class now being tested for very long-range strikes. By hiding at sea, the Type 094 supports China's second strike capability, ensuring it can respond even after suffering a devastating first blow. The submarines typically operate out of China's Hainan Island base, giving them quick access to the deeper waters of the Western Pacific. A successor class is already under development, suggesting Beijing plans to make its undersea nuclear fleet even quieter and more lethal in the years ahead. China's submarine missile test has sent what analysts describe as a strategic signal to the United States and its Asia-Pacific rivals. Analysts said the launch appeared to be aimed more at deterrence than at testing a new generation of missile technology. The test publicly showcased China's sea-based nuclear deterrent for the first time since a similar launch in 1982. Type 094 Jin-class submarine. Class: a nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine, SSBN, built to provide China with a continuous sea-based nuclear strike capability. Displacement: estimated to displace around 11,000 tons while submerged, making it one of the largest vessels in the PLA Navy submarine fleet. Crew: operated by an estimated crew of 130 to 140 personnel, responsible for navigation, combat operations, and strategic missile systems. Strategic role: forms the backbone of China's sea-based nuclear deterrent, supporting Beijing's second strike capability as part of its expanding nuclear triad. Estimated range: more than 10,000 kilometers, giving the missile the reach to engage targets across intercontinental distances. Mission: designed to carry out long-range intercontinental nuclear strike missions as a key component of China's sea-based nuclear deterrent. Reach: reportedly capable of reaching the US mainland from launch positions in Chinese waters, reducing the need for submarines to sail into the open Pacific. Significance: represents China's newest generation of submarine-launched ballistic missiles, significantly strengthening the credibility and survivability of its sea-based nuclear deterrent. The launch marked another significant step in Beijing's effort to build a fully operational and survivable nuclear triad. Zhao Tong said, and I quote, "This missile test appears to have been intended more for strategic signaling than for technical experimentation or operational development. Although China has long been understood to possess this capability, this marks its first public demonstration." Unquote. The United States said it tracked the missile test and again raised concerns about China's expanding nuclear capabilities. Washington described China's rapid and opaque expansion of its nuclear forces as an issue of growing global concern. China's nuclear triad: land, intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of delivering long-range nuclear strikes against strategic targets across continents. Sea, ballistic missile submarines armed with JL series submarine-launched ballistic missiles, providing a survivable sea-based nuclear deterrent. Nuclear-capable bombers equipped to carry air-launched ballistic missiles, adding flexibility to China's strategic strike options. Purpose: designed to ensure a credible second strike nuclear capability, allowing China to maintain deterrence even after potential first attack. Japan, Australia, and New Zealand also voiced concern after China's missile launch over the Pacific region. Beijing urged other countries not to overinterpret the test and defended its long-standing nuclear policy.